Gamey Cat.
Hi there! We finally have more concrete information about the 5th Shantae game. And, it being Shantae, I'm a little bit too excited to, not share my excitement on the channel. So, the official title will be Shantae and the 7 Sirens. The announcement states that Shantae and her friends, and her, well, let's call them frenemies, are on a brand new tropical island, where they'll encounter other Half-Genie allies. Shantae is still able to dance and transform, although she now has instant transformations with something called fusion magic. The world will be non-linear and interconnected with multiple towns, treacherous labyrinths, and dastardly bosses. There's also a new card system in which you collect monster cards to augment Shantae's powers. Finally, there's minigames and gorgeously animated TV cutscenes. Overall, the game sounds like a huge return to form, and it both looks and sounds similar to, in my opinion, the very best game in the series, Pirate's Curse. The previous game, Shantae Half-Genie Hero, was an unusually linear, platform-oriented game for the series, whereas this one will have interconnected worlds and more than one town to visit. The transformations will be instant now, which could help give the game that quick snappy pace that the pirate skills in Pirate's Curse had. I do wonder what fusion magic actually means. Do we get to fuse different forms to create new ones like in Kirby 64? The new card system also sounds a lot like the card system in Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Does this mean that you can get a skill from every single monster in the game with randomly dropped cards from them? Collecting customization options for characters in Metroidvanias and the latest Bloodstain is a lot of highly addictive fun, so if this type of gameplay loop makes it to Shantae, that can only be a very good thing. It could also mean that the cards boost different stats, kinda like the hair gel and similar items did in the other Shantae games. Also, Fish-Faced Caveman Warrior. He looks pretty epic. What power does this guy even give? I guess time will tell. The classic characters are returning, including my personal favorite, horror movie zombie girl, Roddy, and that's great. It does beg the question, will they be playable like they were in Half-Genie Hero DLCs? Pirate's Curse had some segments where the gameplay would change up a little, and since this game appears to be using the same character assets as in Half-Genie Hero, there is a possibility for small gameplay segments with the other characters, and reuse those assets. If not, well, there's always the possibility for DLC down the line, right? Speaking of DLC and reused assets, there were a lot of playable Shantae assets created for the Ninja, Police, Jammies, and Beach modes, so it would be interesting to see if they make use of them here, either as alternate costumes or minigame segments. There's some brand new characters as well, the new Half-Genies. We don't really know their names or roles yet. I mean, will they be friendly? Are they boss characters? Do they all protect their own respective towns like Shantae does? If so, that would mean we have a minimum of 4 towns to visit in the game. They also seem to be following a specific theme. One of them looks like a warrior wearing a very Valis-like bikini armor. The one to the left appears to be more nature-based and could have some sort of a relationship with the giant plant-based boss that you see on the screenshots. I am having a harder time making out the one on the back and the one below, although the bottom Half-Genie appears to be wearing a more modern getup, while the one in the back is the most serious and unfriendly looking one of the lot. Here's hoping that way forward we'll be showing off these characters in the near future. Also, will Risky still be a villain this time, or will she play a supporting role again? All indications so far point towards the villain thing, but who knows? Graphically, it looks like the game goes for a much flatter look, which is also much more in line with the graphical style of Pirate's Curse and the older Shantae games, although it's now using hand-drawn assets instead of pixel art. This is fairly different from the 3D polygon backgrounds of Half-Genie Hero, and I think it matches the sprite style way better. I do hope we'll be treated to some nice parallax scrolling effects and little background details to make everything pop out even more. I personally like it, and I can't wait to see more images and videos. The character portrait's art style also looks even more detailed than before, and the proportions, line art, and coloring matches what we saw in the opening animation. It's most noticeable when looking at the eyes, which push the anime look even further. Finally, they mention animated cutscenes. Does this mean that the opening isn't the only thing animated by Studio Trigger in the game? Because that opening looks sick, and if we get to see more of that, well, yes please! What do you think? Are you guys as excited about this game as I am? What do you hope to see in the latest entry? Please share your Shantae love below. Well, have a great day and see you next time.